What's going on, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Thank you so much for joining. Today I have a really important message to send you guys, and it's about overcoming hardships and how to really become our best selves. And I have a special guest for you today. Her name is Taylor Douglas, and she is amazing. First and foremost, I want to say how honored and pleased I am to have her a part of this, because she's been helping people overcome hardship for many years now. She really started a journey 5 years ago, and ultimately we've been on our journey helping people our whole lives. And that's what life's all about. And I want you know personally that you can overcome anything you put your mind to and so much more. I have full faith in you, and I have to really attest to this because if you know my story, I was born with lead poisoning, and I overcame that. I was born into a broken home. I was homeless off and on from 12 to 18, and I was able to overcome all that for one simple reason. It was all about a mindset shift, and really understanding some skills that Taylor and I are about to give you today. They're the top 6 tips that really helped all lives, and other people's lives as well, and I know this message will help thousands of people, if not more. So without further ado, let me introduce Taylor. You guys are in for a treat.
Wow, thanks Jordan. What a good introduction. Well, like he said, my name is Taylor Douglas, and I own a business called The Life You Wish, and the spark of this business was 5 years ago. I found myself in this awful, miserable place, and I was getting divorced. I was 19 years old, and I was alone. I was miserable. I gained 40 pounds in 1 month after moving out on my own, and I just felt awful. I felt like the world had fallen down on me and that my heart was broken in a million pieces, and it was definitely one of the hardest things I've ever experienced so far. And the reason that is because I didn't know that I had a choice in how I got to live my life. And when I was going through this, a friend of mine said, look, you have to come to this seminar. You need to get it together. And that's not exactly what she said, but I said yes, and I spent every last dime that I had, and I borrowed money from my mom so I could go to this seminar because I had the belief that it was going to make a difference, and it did. The direction of my life changed dramatically in those couple of days that I spent in that seminar. And since then, I have been able to do so many things, and I think that the core of what I learned was that you have a choice. You have a choice to live the kind of life that you want to live. And Jordan and I both have experienced this. It's all about what happens in your head. But if you don't know what's going on in your head, you have no power. You have no power over anything in your life unless you realize that you actually do have a choice. And the motto I live by now is, nothing that's ever happened to you, nothing that will ever happen to you, nothing that anyone has ever done to you, no choice you've ever made can keep you from having the life that you want. So I'm excited to get into this. Jordan, why don't you start? What do you think is your number 1 tip on how to get through hard things in your life?
That's amazing, Taylor. This is a powerful story, and it's really empowering to hear people overcome that kind of stuff. And one of the tips I have, honestly, is comparing contrast. Like you just said, is you cannot look back in your own life on trying to see where you've been at before, what things you overcome, and what kind of hardships you already faced in your past, to really evaluate what's going on now and how you can make a path for you doing now. So let's say when I was a kid, I was homeless off and on from 12 to 18. Now, if I was to be struggling entrepreneur in my marketing business, I can look back like, hey, I overcame me doing all of this stuff back when I was a kid. I can definitely overcome anything I'm doing now. And for some reason, if you're blessed and unfortunate enough, to have a good life and then having hardships really that was super life-changing for you, I would say is comparing and contrasting other people's stories in life, like Taylor or mine or anybody else you see out there. There are so many people in the world who overcome so many hardships and really were able to focus their energy on something more productive and make it empowering for not only themselves but for others. So for me, it's all about comparing and contrasting. Because there's no one out there who is so much better than us that they can really do more and overcome more stuff than we can. So for me, that'd be mine. How about you, Taylor? What is your number one tip for you to overcome hardships and really use it to be empowering for yourself and for others?
Yeah, I definitely think that comparing and contrasting yourself from where you are to where you've been is really, really important. My number one thing, and it's always what comes to my mind first, is perspective. And what I really mean by that is like realizing that you have a perspective. A lot of the time we end up being like fish swimming in water. And we don't even realize, just like the fish, we don't realize we're swimming in water. We don't realize that we judge everything that we experience from our past views, from the views that our parents had, from friends, family, other influences. Everything we see is through our own lens. It's like we get to look through a lens our entire life, and until we realize that we have one, we have no ability to have power, because inside of our perspective are interpretations and meaning we add to things that people do. It's why lots of people end up taking things so personally, because you apply that kind of lens to what everybody else does. So say for me, for example, my ex-husband cheated on me with several different people, with several different women throughout our relationship. And the first thing that automatically I did was assume that it was about me, that it had to do with my worth, my quality, everything like that. And what's realistic is that it had nothing to do with me and everything to do with him. It had everything to do with the choices he made and how he was choosing to live his life. It didn't have to do with me. Even if he said it did, or if it didn't, it doesn't matter what he says, because just like me, I chose to be in that relationship because of my perspective of him and our relationship and what we had together. Everything, you have to use your knowledge that you have a view, you have a perspective, you're interpreting absolutely everything every single second. And if you become aware of it, you can really start to see that you have power over it. You have the ability to act outside of your perspective and gain more perspective.
Oh my God, yes. Taylor, you are so spot on about that. Perspective is such a key aspect in our life to really have. Otherwise, like you were saying, we just go with the flow. And my second best tip that helped me and thousands of people around the world that I've helped coaching for my books is having the ability to be honest with ourselves. When we're honest with ourselves, that's when everything starts going where you want to. We can really assess why we're in the situation we're at now, what brought us here, and how can we change what's going on. Because at the end of the day, we are the ones that are fully responsible for our lives. No one's going to come save us, and we have to take that responsibility to be honest with ourselves, to ask us tough questions like, why are we here? What brought us here? How can we change this? What outside circumstances is making our life the way it is? So you really start finding the answers. You can never find the answers just looking at it from a point perspective. We need to change that perspective to be a bird's eye view and really assess everything and ask ourselves the type of questions like I was saying, to really understand why we're there and how we can get out of that situation for the best and become our best selves. Because I cannot attest to this even more, but it is so crucial for us to be honest with ourselves and others. But Taylor, about you, what has helped you the most and changed your life and other people as well?
The second one that I think of is compassion and recognizing the humanity in everybody else. There's this amazing word called sonder, and what it means is that you contemplate that everyone else's life is just as complicated as yours. And you have to think of that in terms of the people or the things that you're dealing with when you're going through something difficult and trying to turn obstacles into opportunities. When you try to turn obstacles into opportunities, if you don't add in that human aspect, you start to kind of miss something. Because like I mentioned before, you take everything personally and things like that, and it's just not how it is, right? Like, I have a unique perspective, and everything that I deal with in my life now I view through this perspective. And I know that I'm a human being and that I'm not perfect. Even though I'm a coach and that I help people, it doesn't mean that I'm perfect. It doesn't mean I have it together all the time, which means if I screw up, I just need to acknowledge it. Like, just acknowledge that we're all human beings, because human beings have mental illnesses, human beings have other problems that they have to deal with, and we all are that. We all have struggles deep inside of us, whether they came from our childhood or from difficulties that we had, or just weird choices we didn't even recognize that we were making at the time. We're all human beings, and we all just act out of what we know and do the best we can in that moment. And sometimes human beings are weak, and sometimes we're fragile and frail, and we struggle, and we just don't know how to deal with life. And just like I want people to have compassion for me, like when I screw up, or I don't honor my word, or I don't do things I said I was gonna do, or I'm just like a jerk that day, because that happens every once in a while. Like, we all have those days, right, that are struggles. And we need to recognize the struggles of other people, because if we just throw our struggles on everyone else and like want everyone to acknowledge us, like, we really lose this aspect of connection and the ability to move forward together with people that we care about, or people that might care about us, or we have the inability to forgive. And viewing other people's humanity gives you a unique perspective in forgiveness, because you don't have to interact with people that you forgive, but forgiveness gives you the space to just move on with your life, to like release yourself of negative things that might be holding you back. And so number 2 from me, I would definitely say, remember that everyone is a human being. Remember, everyone has something that they're dealing with, and they just need the space to be able to deal with it and figure out how to function properly and productively in their lives too. What about you, Jordan? What's the last thing that you would offer? The last thing you would offer anyone watching this video?
Yes, amen to that, Taylor. I love that. That is such a good thing. Compassion. I really feel like it really contrasted so well, really touched upon. And for me, my best tip I could give you that helped me the most, and countless other people around the world, is having the skill and ability to ask for help or seek out help. Maybe it's reading books, maybe it's doing courses, or getting a mentor, watching these kind of videos, or like Taylor did, going to a seminar. Once we start doing those things, it really helps push ourselves to the next level and help us gain the confidence we need to understand that we really can overcome anything, become better. When I was a child, I was huge on playing games. And for me, I always trying to compare it and have this perspective of really doing the same thing in my life. But you know, on level 1 in the game, we fight these low-level creatures or the easy tasks. And we have to raise to the occasion for the next level to become better and to really do anything we want to in our life. And the same is true for real life. And I cannot really stress this anymore. And those of you know me, I'm a psychology major. And it's the difference between a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. We have that fixed mindset, you know, we are so bogged down, feeling like we can't get better, and life is stuck this way, and nothing we can do about it. But when we flip that switch and that perspective and the really ideology of who we are, the growth mindset, and that I can become better, or how can I do this, or how can I make this better for my life, for other people, it really changes everything. So I always say the best tip I can give you is seek out help. Watch more videos like this and really try to find something to give you hope. And the top 5 recaps, I'll let Taylor finish off the last one for us, is really comparing contrast to number 1 we started off with. Then we have perspective. And after that, we go from that to being honest with ourselves, which is a key thing. And then being compassionate. And really, those 2 together are super key. And the 5th one we just did is asking for help. Taylor, I'll take your last take on number 3, the best you can give us. Thank you.
Wow, I really love that. I definitely see the value in being able to like use that in your life. The last thing from me, honestly, is patience. And this is the hardest out of everything. You can know that you have a perspective, you can know that other people are human beings, but if you don't have patience, like if you can't just take a deep breath, know that you've been doing the best you can in every moment you can, and just wait it out. Let God take care of the rest of it. Like, put every effort you have into it, and then be patient. If you can be patient through your trials and your afflictions, truly you have so much power. You have so much ability to make it through anything, because patience truly is a virtue, and it takes a special, unique kind of person to practice patience. And it really is a practice. Like, you aren't just born patient. Like, some people have a unique ability to be patient, but it's really a practice. Every moment, every moment, every moment, the next moment, and the next moment, and the next moment, just practicing being patient and waiting calmly. And that's how I would just describe being patient. Waiting calmly. Waiting calmly. Being patient. It's perfect. It's exactly what you need to do in every trial. Awesome. Yeah, that's definitely everything. Like, those 6 things will definitely just give you some power, give you some space to be able to turn your obstacles into opportunities. And that's what they really are. They're opportunities to grow yourself and grow your ability to deal with difficult things and grow your ability to just have the life you want, because everyone's going to have trials. And like I've said before in some of my videos, sometimes your trial is not having trials. Like, how are you dealing with your life right now? Like, are you being positive? Are you doing good things? Are you serving people when you aren't having a difficulty? Because it's our job, it's our responsibility that when we're not having hard times in our lives, to go and help the people who are. And whether that's just telling them your story and saying, look, it's okay, it's possible, you can get out of this. Just wait, just be patient, just keep going. Or if it's literally physically doing something and serving people. Like, it's our responsibility to do that, and I just praise everyone who has the ability to offer compassion and empathy towards others and to help them through their journey as well. Thanks for having me on here, Jordan. It's been so much fun. I hope that everybody has gotten some value, and if you want to follow me, you totally can. I have my own page. I also have a page called The Life You Wish, and you'll notice there's only a couple of likes on it right now, but jump in there. We're going to throw some cool challenges, and jump on Jordan's page as well and like his page, get in his group. He's an awesome guy. It's been really great to do this video with you.